I want to do that. All right. Hello to everyone out there, everyone attending, and anyone listening to a post recording. My name is Ezra Wyckoff. Today we're going to talk about Teespring. That's the hot topic, and there is a lot of stuff going on in the Teespring marketplace. A lot of people are struggling. Not enough people are succeeding. Not enough people are selling teas the right way. So now, over the past few months, I've been doing some research and data gathering, some a lot of data from people that I talk to, my customers, some of my colleagues, and I really just been trying to put something together that will change all of that for whoever is serious about getting to the next level. Okay, and I've been really working hard at that. It's not easy. Um, you got to understand, you can only go so far with a product. You know, at the end of the day, you can only do so much with information without some other force pushing you to success. So everything that has launched up until now, I feel like is enough that is needed, especially after this webinar, should be enough that you need to start succeeding. I really don't want to see some of the terrible designs and terrible concepts anymore after this webinar. Hopefully we get that out the way so you guys can start understanding more. I'm just speaking in general because I know there's people here that's doing well as well, but I'm just speaking in general for the majority. But we have to get to the bottom of a few things, okay? Hopefully we're going to do that with this call today. If you guys have questions, this time try to hold them off until the end, and we'll do a quick little Q&A at the end of the webinar here. So let's get started here. Do you guys see Teespring roadmap? Do you guys see my screen? No, no, no. Some say yes, some say no. It's weird. Show my screen. Some of you have special privileges, I guess. Okay, everyone sees it now? Okay, 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 okay. All right, let's get started. Still new to that. All right, welcome to the call, guys. Again, let's go ahead and hop right into this presentation here. Let me move this out of the way. Whoa. Everybody pay attention, close Facebook and all that. Whoa. Okay. Is this? Okay, guys, don't quit. Sorry for the rough. I'm still rough with this, but let's start this off by saying do not quit. I just got a few people in the chat box saying that they're getting ready to quit. Now, I hate seeing stuff like that. I'm tired of seeing stuff like that. There's no reason to quit Teespring. No reason at all. This is the easiest way to make money. CPA marketing is closely behind it. But in my opinion, this is the easiest and most fun way to be profitable online. So there's no reason to quit. I'm going to read some of this stuff that's on the slides and I'm going to freestyle a little bit. So just so you know. So like I said, why quit now when your next winning idea could be right around the corner? One good winner can offset 100 failed campaigns. So understand that. First of all, you have to get the whole quitting. You have to forget that word. Forget the word quit. There's no reason to quit. Okay. People don't get into things that they're committed to and think about quitting. There's no logical reason for you to quit, because if you quit now, then what? I mean, you're going to move on to something and have to start a whole new learning curve, go through all the finding the right information and systems and learning that, and There's no reason to go through all of that again. You're where you need to be. Teespring is just it's still in the beginning phase of its growth. It's just going to get bigger. There's just going to be more people launching shirts they're going to be selling. There's going to be more people being successful with Teespring if you quit or not. So you might as well stick it out and become one of those people that succeed. Okay, you have to be mentally tough to succeed in this business. I understand that. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you quit, then you have to sharpen up your mental toughness because you're not tough enough if you end up actually quitting this business. Because what are you gonna do? All right, you're not gonna go back to a job, obviously, or if you have a job, you're not gonna stay there forever. So refuse to give up. Make a real commitment to this business and stick to it. No excuses. Once you do that, it's life or death here. So just look at it like that. Once you do that, you're in the right direction. You started off in the right direction. Quitting and all those words and thoughts, that's all negativity. There's no room for negativity in this business at all. Learn to completely remove all negativity, and also learn to completely remove, this is super important, remove emotional attachment to specific designs and ideas. Okay, don't waste time in speculation. Just launch it and let the data decide the story for you. Too many people are emotionally attached to the designs that they launch, to the shirts that they launch, and say, I really had my heart set on this one. I knew this was gonna do good and it didn't. And now I'm crushed. That is one of the top reasons people end up quitting. Don't do that. Okay, there's a simple science behind Teespring success. It's all about completely understanding it and getting a grasp of it. That's what I'm trying to do here. Getting better at making decisions is one of the most important parts. There's no real information product that can make you get better at making decisions. It's all about experience and, you know, actually learning and talking to someone that's actually doing it. And overall, you just want to improve the overall quality of your t-shirt selling approach. Okay, this stupid thing. Look, it's very easy to get frustrated if you are moving slowly, only launching one campaign at a time and putting all your hopes into each one. You launch a campaign today and you sit on it and you watch it all day, and then you wake up in the morning, you see if you got any sales, and you go back and watch it some more, and you're just wait for it, then you hit $25 spent and you don't have a sale and you're pissed. There's no reason to do that. Don't put your whole emotional being into one design, moving slowly one at a time. That's not the way this thing works, okay? Launching 5 new ideas per day is an ideal pace. Five, at least five. I like to do more while I'm doing my testing and looking for my big ones. But if you can't keep up with that pace, you should at least be launching one new shirt per day. There's no excuses for that. I can't find any excuses in my brain. Launch one per day, okay? If you can't get to five, even one per day is kind of slow. So I would suggest you push for at least 2 per day if you're going to be in that one per day category. It's extremely important to show patience and self-control while testing out these ideas. Don't get discouraged when an idea turns out to be a failure. Always remember your next idea could sell whatever, 1,000 plus, 10,000. It can be one of those super big hitters. You never know. It'll suck to just quit right before that, right? I mean, that's what always kept me going in the beginning. Like I would kill myself if I quit right before, like I had an idea in the back of my head, then I quit, and then a few days later I seen the same idea sell 1,000 plus or something like that. Wouldn't that be like pretty ridiculous, right? Don't quit. Hesitation is also one of the most it's really bad for anyone that's trying to be productive and succeed in this game. If you hesitate too much, then you're not going to do anything. You're going to be frozen. So don't try to be perfect. Don't hesitate to launch an idea if it passes all of the qualifications that we're going to talk about today, being tailored, passing the buyer emotions. Don't be afraid to succeed, basically, and don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of anything. All right, you have to pick up your activity level, launch more ideas, and launch them quickly. Get them up. Just don't launch crappy ideas and don't launch crappy designs. All right, and the whole point of this call and everything I'm doing is to increase that quality of what you're doing and the decisions that you make, so you understand what's crappy and what's not. All right. Most common roadblocks: poor, mediocre concepts lacking emotional attraction. Your concepts that you choose, they have to have some type of emotional attraction to them. Do not choose bland statements. Do not choose concepts that simply describe a niche, just saying exactly what it is. Like, I'm a nurse. Obviously, that's not nowhere near a concept that anyone would choose, but get what my point is. Don't be straightforward with it. It has to have content in the concept that carries emotion, and when your target audience sees it, the concept has to evoke emotion from them, period. Poor mediocre designs, usually poor choice of font and placement. That's the most common reason for poor or mediocre design, is poor choice of font, poor choice of placement, poor choice of color. Really look around at successful campaigns and good looking designs and pay close attention to the details, to the fonts that they choose, to the placement the way they place, where and how they place the design, where they place the text, the spacing in between the text. Pay attention to all of that, because all of that is what makes and breaks a design. Poor and mediocre decision making and being unaware of it. Just like we were talking about, the decision making, the only way you can increase that and make it better is by experience and by talking to someone who has experience. Okay, so make sure you're not being stuck in your shell in your office, not saying anything, not reaching out to people, because it's important to get that interaction with people that have experience, and make sure that you're not just being stagnant again. Make sure that you're being active so you can get that experience. Not sure how to target or and slash run ads correctly. So targeting is a big thing. It's pretty easy, honestly, though, once you get the hang of it. And running ads correctly, just how you set up the ads, how you scale, and everything. Lack of clarity, no consistency, no direction, no plan. One of the big ones here, a lot of people just aren't clear about what to do, where to start. Once they do find out where to start, what to do next, and exactly how you're supposed to go about Teespring, when there's so many different courses and systems that explain things in a different way. Now, I buy every course that comes out on Teespring because it's good to have information and it's good to know what other people are doing. But I plan the way I do things, I plan it all off of experience. So if I do learn something from a course, I put it into action first, and then I'll put it into my plan if it works. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to take action, um, and be consistent with that action. Don't don't just launch for one day. You launched five and you're feeling good, and though on all those five fail, and then immediately you get discouraged. Understand that you can't do that. You're not going to win in this game if you let that get to you. Too much emotional attachment, super important here. Just like we said earlier, you get attached to a design and or a particular campaign, and you just swear it's going to blow out the water, and you don't end up selling anything. That is one of the main reasons people end up quitting as well, because they get so emotionally invested in a campaign. They put it up, they're ready, they're staring at it, they haven't launched anything else after that. They're just waiting for it to come back with great data, and it comes back and it's not great data, and they get upset and discouraged, and they're like, man, if this didn't work, then I know nothing's going to work. But at the end of the day, like I said, you have to have tough skin in this game. That's exactly why I promote the way I do as far as testing with a small budget, making sure you don't spend too much. I don't promote the spend $25 with every single idea that you get and go check it after $25 spent and see what happens. I don't promote that, because I know I want you to launch a lot of ideas, and I know most people don't have the big budget to just launch every single idea and spend $25 on it. So I tell you to check around $1, $2 spent and see what your first call is going to be. So that's the type of stuff that I teach. And When you're doing that, you can just be all about the design, that shirt, while you're doing it, while you're looking it up, and while you're looking for targeting, while you're getting it designed, and while you put it up on your page and launch the ad. But once it launches, move on to the next shirt and wait for that data to come back. Don't wait for it. Move to the next shirt, start the process over, and then come back later and look at the data that's come back. Lacking attention to detail, super important when it comes to every facet of the design, targeting, everything, concept. You really have to pay attention to detail. This is something that's hard to teach. I was in the Navy, so they beat that in my head. So I'm naturally paying attention to detail now. And it's super important for you to increase your attention to detail, especially when it comes to design, because I've seen some terrible, terrible designs out here sent to me. And people say that they thought it was good, and it'll be all spaced out weird and placed all weird. One second. And no, you should just really have to increase your attention to detail. Pay attention to the detail of a design. Ask yourself questions when you look at a successful design and a failure, ugly design. What makes it look good? What makes it look ugly? All right, hesitation and indecisive. Another one. We already talked about this as well. Being hesitant is not going to lead you anywhere. I know it's nerve-wracking to get up there because all you have to do to start spending money and get traffic is to push a button. That's it. Place order, and your traffic will start coming. Remove the emotional attachment, and you'll get better at that. You'll get better at hesitating. Um, Learn the qualifications of choosing a concept, and you'll get better at hesitating. And disappointment. The last most common roadblock is disappointment, and that's just overall. Like we pretty much have discussed all of these in the last slides, but just being disappointed in a concept, in a particular campaign that you put up, that you put your heart into, and letting that get to you, and saying, "Man, I'm gonna quit now." Total wrong decision. I don't want to see anyone doing that or going through that at all. Okay. All right. Here's a simple Teespring flow. This is simply how you do Teespring right here. So there's definitely things in between this. There's details, but that stuff can be learned later. You have to start succeeding to a higher level first, and then start thinking about that other stuff last. So here's the simple Teespring flow. You find your concept, right? Once you find it, you verify the market size and competition if you've never been in the niche before. If it's in a niche that's like nursing or something like that, you can skip that step. Okay, you design the concept. You get it designed by your designer, or if you do your own designs, you go design it real quick. You put it up on your shirt and launch your Teespring campaign. Then you create your fan page. Then you post on that fan page. You create your link photo post, or your link post ad, or your photo post ad, whichever one you prefer. You post it. Then you go do some targeting research really quick. And then you launch ads, starting with a qualifying ad, a testing ad, just to see if your design, if that particular shirt is worth anything. And you place your pixels, conversion pixels, retargeting pixels, kill negative ads, and monitor and scale positive ads. That's as simple as it gets. Where success and failure come into play is the particulars inside of here, and really getting better at them. That's what we're going to talk about. All right, the groundwork. Always remember, the most important key to success with Teespring is choosing great concepts. That's it. That's first. Put that first. Spend most of your time on that. Not too much time, but spend most of your time on choosing a great concept. Now, when I go through Pinterest and stuff like that on the video, it's hard to show how to really do it, because it takes some time. So you don't want to be on a video and stretching it out long, just scrolling through, looking. But that's exactly what you're going to do. So the people that pick up on that and understand that, those are the ones that succeed. 99% of the time, your concept is going to be the main reason they buy. It's what is talking to them. It's what's evoking emotion. Okay, so of course you must be good at targeting. Your design has to look decent, but having a great concept will be what makes it easier for you. You can have a great concept and a mediocre design and still do well. You can have a great concept and mediocre targeting and still do well. Okay. The thing that makes a great concept great is the level of emotion it brings out of your target audience. The more emotional they get, the more emotions it brings out, the better the concept is. You must learn to focus only on choosing concepts that tap into one of two important buyer emotions. Okay, if you've been a student with me for a while, you know I've been preaching this for a while. It's the same thing still to this day. Laughter and pride are those two emotions. I call that the laugh out loud buyer emotion and the soft spot / pride buyer emotion. Two different buyer emotions. Your concept must fall within one of these two. Okay, must. If it doesn't, then it's just out of here. Don't waste time. Okay. So the laugh out loud buyer emotion obviously is when it's funny and gives them a good laugh, a good belly laugh. Soft spot, pride emotions where it gets a little bit more serious and brings out the prideful, passionateness from your target audience. Okay. 99% of successful campaigns that you will find out there will fall between these two. They might not know that they're doing it, but the ones that succeed fall between these two buyer emotions. So you want to develop a mental sliding scale when you're analyzing these concepts that you find, and trying to figure out if you should go ahead and launch it or not. So when you read a concept, you'll instantly know which buyer emotion is aiming for based on the funny or more serious tone. Okay, so if it's funny or at least trying to be funny, rate it instantly. Rate it. Would take a few seconds. Rate it from 1 to 10. 1 being completely unfunny, 10 being hilarious. Rate it real quick. So you want to be as close to 10 as possible. Super funny. So at least you want your rating that you do personally to be 5 and above to get the go ahead. If it's below that, if it's a little bit, you know, kind of bland, then it doesn't get the go ahead. Same thing for the soft spot, pride, emotion. Scale it from 1 to 10. Rate it from 1 to 10, excuse me. 10 being super prideful, bring out that emotion that really gets those emotions going, right? It's super important also to try your best to think from your audience's point of view when making these decisions, when you're picking a concept. If a concept doesn't hit close enough to the laugh out loud or the soft spot, pride, emotion, scrap it. No bland, straightforward statements that don't evoke any emotion. So just do your best to get in the audience's point of view, get in their shoes, and just think from their point of view. You're not gonna really. This isn't gonna be super accurate every time because obviously you don't know about every niche. But it's important to do this because just some weird universe type of thing, you will make a better decision if you take the time to just try to get in their shoes and look at the the concepts you're looking at from their angle. Passion is a requirement. Your target audience must be passionate about your concept. Period. Think about it before you decide to launch a concept. Are they going to be passionate about this? Is this really going to, if it's a funny one, is this going to make them laugh? If it's a soft spot one, is it going to pull that emotion out? Okay, ask yourself those questions. You'll get better at it. Passion. It's super important. Passion is what makes the sales. All right. First step, right, is to find the concept. Concept and niche is so close, so they're kind of together. First, you have to decide on a niche. Obviously, you can just take your personal interest, what you like, what your friends like, what your mother likes, what your father likes, what your brother likes, what your your haters like. Anyone you can think of, and that you can pull interest from. You can just think about that, take those. You can go to Tees Cover and look at successful shirts and just identify the niche. Take that over. You can go to FB interests. Just go to Facebook and type interest in the top. Look through the interest, get some ideas. Do not waste time on this step. It's just picking a niche, okay? It doesn't matter what niche it is. nursing, go. It doesn't matter what niche it is actually, because you do want to make sure that you're in a profitable niche. But the reason I say it doesn't matter is it really, at the end of the day, you don't need to waste time on coming up with a niche. Don't be scared to go after nursing because it's big and popular. Who cares? Most people are putting out terrible concepts. Okay, most people are not even selling. These nurses are sitting here waiting for a good concept, skipping all these terrible concepts on their timeline, just waiting for something good. So who cares about the size of it or being competition saturated? None of that matters. Okay. I launch shirts in the nurse niche all the time. I have one idea sitting on the books ready to be designed right now in the nursing niche. Doesn't matter the niche, how big or small, as long as it is profitable, go for it. So once you figure out that niche, you want to take it to Pinterest, Webster, and Google and find a concept. Pinterest and Webster is most of the time that's all you're gonna need. Google is a little extra if you want to do a little bit extra, but these three is all you really need. Pinterest, Webster, Google. Honestly, there's no super flashing like cool secret spots. There is no reason for them. I get all of my ideas from Pinterest, Webster, and Google. Okay, so if I get my ideas from Pinterest, Webster, and Google, and I'm crushing it, you can get your ideas from Pinterest, Webster, and Google and crush it as well. You just have to get the kinks straightened out. So no secret caves or nothing with finding ideas. Pinterest, Webster, Google is the best way. Pinterest being first, Webster being right behind it, and then Google third. Only pay your attention to quote photos, memes, and e-cards. Become visually blind to anything else while you're scrolling just to save time. Your eyes should only be drawn to quote photos, memes. Is it memes or memes? I've always wanted that. Everyone says something different. And e-cards. Those are what's gonna give you your concepts. Make sure your concept passes buyer emotion qualifications. Again, always ask yourself if it passes the qualifications. If not, don't even think about it. If it does, then you go to the next step. Choose concepts that are tailored to the specific niche. Extremely important here. If you follow me for a little while, then you've heard this as well. Tailored concepts is the way to go. I've been on tailored concepts before anyone started talking about them. They were still trying to do the scalable cookie cutter concepts. While those are cool, I still use those to this day when I come upon a niche that I think hasn't seen the scalable concept before. I still use it, but 90% of the time I'm going for tailored. Tailored meaning the concept on the shirt is saying something that's being pulled from an everyday activity inside of that niche. So it's something that they do every day and that's funny, or something that's kind of not funny and emotional, or something that goes on in their industry, in their workplace, or in their hobby circle. All right, that's tailored. It's really getting personal. It's personalized. It's personalized for that niche. So most of the time, you're not going to be able to scale it to another niche. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't, but most of the time you won't. That's what tailored is, because it's coming directly from that niche, from the inside of it. So it takes a little bit more effort to get these tailored concepts, because you have to make sure that it passes these qualifications of being tailored. Make sure that it's not something that's just a simple statement. Um, and make sure that it will resonate well with the target audience. Simplify this, okay? You only need to use Pinterest, Webster, and Google, like I just said. Don't overcomplicate things. All right, there's tons of ways to find ideas. Just keep your eyes peeled, but only use Pinterest, Webster, and Google, okay? Keep your eyes peeled for other things while you're going about, out on a store run, or just scrolling Facebook or the internet. Just keep your eyes peeled, but as far as looking for ideas, stick to these three, and that will keep you more efficient. Put some time into your search for these tailored concepts, but not too much time. Like I said, this is one of the most important parts. This is the most important part of success with Teespring. So spend most of your time coming up with these good concepts, but not too much time, okay? You don't want to spend all day searching for one idea. If you do that, then you're being way too anal. You're being you're doing too much and you're being too analytic. That's probably not the right word. Suit me. Um, you understand what I'm trying to say. You're just doing too much. You're hesitating too much. That's part of the hesitation. That's not going to get you anywhere. So do not do that. All right. Put time into it, but not too much time. Like I said, be open-minded. All right. Keep your eyes peeled. There are tons and tons of niches and concepts and ideas everywhere, every which way you turn. But if you're not paying attention, you're not going to see them. So you have to see them. You have to keep your eyes and your mind open, and they will come. Trust me. Be personal. Like I said, choose niches that people are personally identified with. So I'd describe a person. If you can describe a person, just take one person and describe them, describe the crap out of them really, really well. And that is a super tailored concept, right? I'm going to show you one shirt that I'm doing that I just put up a couple days ago. It's not blowing out the water or anything. It's actually starting off slow, but I already know it's going to do pretty well, if it goes well. But it describes the person exactly, and it uses two things to describe them, who they are. And when you do that, you get those "this is so me" and all of that, and that really pulls out that buyer emotion. Okay, choose concepts that describe their personality. Again, the same thing. Describe their personality, who they are. It's really awesome when you compare two things, but one thing works just as well. You don't want to force two things, but it's always good when you can use two things that are related. Choose concepts that have an inside joke feel. And this is if you're going for the laugh out loud emotion. But sometimes what they're saying may not be known by anyone else but the people of that niche. So uh, public might see their shirt and not know exactly what it means. But if you're a nurse, you know exactly what that means. Those always do well. Look for those type of concepts. Choose concepts that describe something that goes on within their workplace or hobby circle. Seems like I'm just ahead of myself explaining all this stuff. So, like I said, things that go on, just common occurrences that go on within that niche. You can find those all over the internet, okay? Stick to Pinterest, Webster, and Google to find those. If you want to really put some time into it, you can find it in other places as well. Um, do some more research, but it's going to take more time and more reading. So I would suggest, while you're still trying to hit that success that you want to be, to stick to those three. Be efficient. Keep it simple. Follow that simple approval system when you're looking at these concepts. Make sure it is funny and not just a funny, a real belly laugh funny for the whoever it is. And it doesn't have to, you don't have to belly laugh. It's not about you thinking it's funny. That's why I say put yourself in the other person's shoes. I rarely laugh at any of these shirts that I choose, but I can tell that it might be funny to them. Take your time and aim for quality, but don't take too much time. Okay, be efficient, be productive. Verify market size and competition. So if the concept at hand is in a niche that you haven't been in, make sure it's worth your while. Go take it to audience insights. Check to see if it's a market at all for it. See if it's any shirts that has sold in that niche. See if there's any shirts with that exact concept that you're thinking about. Like I said, if it's in a niche that you already know about, you already sold shirts in, or you see other people selling shirts in, you don't even have to verify anything. Just go directly and get it up and running. If you know it's profitable, just go ahead. Go over to audience insights, make sure it's an audience there. It's a good crowd for you to advertise to start. And just for knowledge, check Tees cover and Google to see if there is any shirts being sold. It doesn't really matter. I don't really go for the if you see shirt selling, then it's a good idea to go after it, because if I don't see shirt selling, I'm still going to go after it if it passes my qualifications. I said this in the last call on the pie scaled campaign, because he teaches to, if you see a shirt, look up if you see a shirt selling, then it's a good idea to go after it. If you don't see a shirt, then you might not want to go after it. I don't believe in that, because there's multiple shirts that I've been the first one to put it up and I crushed it. Okay, so that's really where you make a ton of money. So for instance, the pie scale guy, if he didn't see those two pie shirts up, he wouldn't have launched the campaign, pretty much is what he's saying, and then he would have lost out on hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you just, for knowledge, you want to look it up and see what they're doing, see if there's any shirts in your campaign. Design the concept. Pay attention to detail. The concept at hand is in a niche that you haven't been in before and haven't seen others in. You need to make sure it's worth your what. Hold on here. Is this the? Yep, I didn't even. Okay. Wow. Excuse this section here. I don't know how that got there and then get changed out. So what I really want to say for pay attention to detail is pretty much what's down here. Choice of font, placement of your design, spacing in between, and the color that you choose. The font, first of all, the font rules, like I said before. And if you have a sensor image, if you have any image at all in your shirt, make sure it is a good image. Don't put in the image only messes up a shirt if it's not really good looking and clean. So keep it font based if you can't find any good clean images. Super important, the fonts that you choose should correlate with the niche. So make sure you don't, like, if you have a light fluffy niche like teachers or something, you don't want to put a big rough motorcycle type of font on the shirt, right? You want to be more cute and curly. Super important to correlate your font with your niche, with your design. Placement and spacing is extremely important. Where and how you place the design, like I said, it can make or break your campaign. If you were in the Shack, that was really a crash course on like design, detail, and everything, because I really let those bad designs with bad spacing and placement have it. And I know that it really helped a lot of people out that was involved in the Shack program. All right. So now you launch your Teespring campaign. So keep it simple, safe and secure checkout with PayPal, Visa, MasterCard. That's the popular copy to have on your Teespring page, which I originated, by the way. Kudos to me. Trouble ordering, contact Teespring support at 1-885 blah blah blah. I did not originate this, but this is something that I've been adding to my pages as well, and it's definitely helped out. Make sure you have those two lines on your Teespring sales page, and you're good to go. Keep it simple. Pricing, I priced tees $22.95 for all white, $24.95 if I have 2 or 3 colors, or if it's a front and back design with one color. If it's a front and back and it has 2 colors, I'll probably go up to like $25, $26, $26. 26 for Bella Tanks. Unless I have 2 colors on there, then I'll go up to 27. $39.95 for hoodies, $19.95 for kids tees. I always try to have multiple color options and at least one option other than the leading item. So if I'm leading with a tank top, I want to make sure I have a shirt. Simple stuff there. Just want to make sure I cover everything for the complete beginners. All right, and then you create your fan page. You go to your Facebook, go to create page, choose attractive brand name for the page. Don't just throw up some crap. Think for a second and make it attractive. Choose cause or community. Click like. Put in for the description of the page. Click like if you blank. So click like if you are a nurse or whatever. Upload an attractive niche photo for your profile and skip the rest of the steps, step 3 and 4. And that will be your fan page. All right. Upload a banner there if you want to. I do sometimes. Sometimes I don't even bother. There's no need to build engagement or post content right now. I got that question a lot. No need to. Just make the fan page and make the post. You're just making the fan page to promote this ad. That's the only reason you're using it right now. If this shirt takes off, then your fan page will organically start to develop a following and get fans. Then you can think about promoting it. 1 second. Okay. All right, once you create your fan page, you make your posts. So create your ad image using Ad Factory, which is the free tool that comes with Teespring. Just go to adfactory.co, or you can use Springly, which is more of a premium graphics tool, which is awesome. And both of these you can use to quickly create your ad image. To quickly create your ad image quickly. That's how quick it is, 2 quicklies. Okay, so it should take no longer than 5 minutes. Really, it should take about 2 minutes to do. So this is a super easy step, especially with these tools. No longer do you have to use Photoshop, and that was about 15 minutes right there to do. Um, all right, now create your photo post or link post banner or both with the tool here. The photo post is 1,000 by 1,000. Link post is the rectangle one. Depending on what type of ad you want to run, create it, download it, and get ready to post it on your fan page. All right, so create ad post. For photo posts, click photo video first, and then it's gonna upload. It's gonna pop up with the upload tool, so you can upload your 1,000 by 1,000 banner. Then enter your ad copy. That's gonna give you a photo post. Is gonna give you a bigger image, more real estate, 1,000 by 1,000. The only thing is when they click on it, it's going to bring up a bigger image instead of taking them to the Teespring page. For link post ads, enter your ad copy first, then click upload image when the default image pops up. It's going to be an upload image button at the bottom of that default image. Click that, upload your link post image, and post the ad. All right, photo post ads versus link post ads. This is a debate that will go on forever. Photo post is great. Link post is great as well. You just have to know how to use them and when to use them. I use link posts a lot of the time. I use photo posts in certain situations. I use photo posts when I run tanks. I use photo posts when I have a shirt that has a text that's like small and I really want to zoom in. But I usually run link post ads for in other situations. A lot of the times I run both photo post and link post ads, especially when the campaign is successful. Photo post ads, like I said, you have more real estate. The image is bigger. You're naturally going to have a little bit higher click-through rate because you have to take more clicks. Your target audience is going to have to click more. So you'll have a higher click-through rate, which will let you run your ads a little bit longer. But that really only helps if it's kind of like mediocre. Like it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Honestly, this is hard to say exactly what to do. I just say try, test them, and go with whatever you feel most comfortable with. One thing to note is with photo post ads, you will most of the time have to wait a little bit longer and spend a little bit more money before you start seeing results. On the other hand, with link post ads, you might get sales coming in a little bit sooner because it's going direct to Teespring. And also with link post ads, your custom audience, your retargeting audience will grow a lot faster than photo post ads. So there is cons and pros to each. Like I said, this is more of a personal thing. Test it out for yourself. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. You can be successful with both, obviously. The popular thing is photo post ads. That's what most people do. You could be successful with that, obviously. You could be successful with link posted ads as well. So this all comes down to testing it out to choose what is best for you. Targeting research. All right, once you create your ad and post, you want to do some quick targeting research so you can get an ad up. So use Audience Drill or Insight Hero. These are the quickest, most efficient targeting tools available. And provide you with a 100% targetable interest. So you don't have to sift through pages and go check it out in the ads manager or audience insights and see if it's able to be targeted. They give you ones that are targeted and they throw away the ones that are not able to be targeted. So that's why I love those two tools the most. Definitely you must use those tools. If you don't have it, go out and get it. Audience Drill or Insight Hero. If I had to pick one, I'll use Audience Drill. Dig for obscure, precise interests, excuse me. So don't go for like the super obvious ones for this. You want to go a little bit deeper, a little level deeper, precise interests, which are the lowercase interests. Just make sure it has a nice crowd and it's related to your niche. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Other tool is the Ads Manager. Simple as that. Take one of those, one or two of your precise niches that you find with the. Excuse me. Shoot. Take one or two of these precise interests that you find with the tools or whatever, and take it over to FB, to the FB Ads Manager, not Audience Insights, but the actual Ads Manager. Stick in two of those interests, and they will give you some suggestions at the bottom of it. And those suggestions are always awesome. I always find great interests to help me scale up with those. Uh, that's not talked about enough. Facebook definitely knows how to come back and give you some good interest once you put your keyword into the Ads Manager box. Okay. Targeting with passionate people, of course, the Audience King style targeting. This was also in Pi Scaled, although I wasn't credited by Albert. I had to knock him out for that. I'm kidding. I don't care. At the end of the day, it's super, super effective. At this time, it's something that I do after I already know that I'm having a successful campaign, or after I know that a campaign has some type of chance to be successful. I start out with tools to be more efficient. I just use Audience Drill to be more efficient to get an ad up really quick. And then once I see that it has a chance, then I'll just open up more targeting research, go back and find a passionate person, some passionate people. So the way you do that, if you haven't heard of the Audience King style targeting, you find a fan page in your niche with high engagement. You find a very passionate person in the comments or shares, preferably of a post selling something, preferably a t-shirt or selling anything. If you can't find that, just get a highly engaged post. Um, Scroll through the comments and shares. Look for someone that seems that has a high energy comment and seems very passionate about the niche. Go to their profile. Scroll down on the left hand side of their profile page. You scroll down. You go to their likes box. Click on their likes box. Scroll to the bottom of the page. Just hold page down, and you'll get there quicker. And control find for my Windows people out there and search for keywords. So for instance, say I found a nurse fan page. I saw a post with a nurse shirt. It's successful. I look in the comments. I see someone saying, "Oh, I love this. I need this. This is me." I find that's a passionate person. I go to their page. I go to the likes box. I scroll to the bottom of the likes box. I control find. I start typing in nursing, and stuff like that to find pages that they like. This is an awesome, awesome way, powerful way to find hidden interests that nobody else will find. Okay. The best targeting that you can do with these two simple methods here. Targeting with tools. You especially want to use a tool in the beginning test phase to be as efficient as possible. As I just said, I'm ahead of myself again. These tools will also contain interests that you won't find anywhere else, so that's good. There's a lot of interest that I find with these tools, Audience Drill, that I won't find on Facebook suggestions or doing the Audience King method or with Audience Insights. Targeting people, targeting with passionate people. So the Audience King style of did I really do that twice? Yep, I did. Okay, you already know that then. Let's move on. Launch ads. So once you get your targeting, your initial targeting, it's time to go ahead and get an ad up for that particular shirt, okay? No wasting time. So launch an ad to test your concept and design's worthiness. This ad should have 3 to 5 good interests. These should be precise good interests and one age range. You should take your 3 to 5 interests, take it over to Audience Insights and stick it in there and see what the highest age range is. Use that age range for this test ad. All right. Use the targeting tool for your initial test ad to save time, preferably Audience Drill, which returns 100% targetable interest. All right, great. Make sure your 3 to 5 interests are not first level interests. What I mean by that is super obvious, nursing school, stuff like that. Dig a layer deeper and choose good looking interests that aren't too obvious, that are a little bit longer in length. Make sure they're lowercase, more obscure type of looking interest. The idea is you really want to get some good interest for this test ad because you really want to know how the target audience feels about your shirt before you commit to spending $25 or anything, right? So you want to spend three, four, $5 first. So dig a layer deeper and find some really good interests, 3 to 5 of those. This should take no longer than 15 to 20 minutes, especially using your audience drill tool. So by $2 spent on this first ad, your CTR and CBE should give you a basic idea of this particular shirt's worthiness. If the audience kind of likes it or if they hate it, you'll know fast, and this is super important to do. By $5 spent, you should know for sure if this shirt has a chance or if it's zero chance. So this step for the first initial test ad, this bulk ad, is very important. The only time I don't do this is if I'm super confident in the concept that I have, and I just go ahead and skip this step and I get into individual ads and start scaling there or testing. After you launch this initial ad, move on and work on launching your next shirt. Extremely important for productivity. Listen to that, okay? So when you launch an ad and it's officially up and you've clicked place order on your first ad, move on. Move on to the next idea. Get it designed. Get the targeting. Launch it. Place the order. Move on to the next one and be efficient. Don't sit around and wait. Okay, you do this, it'll definitely help you out and keep you moving and keep the disappointment down. Because if you just launch an ad and wait, you're just putting too much onto that one shirt. If you launch an ad and then launch a shirt and then launch your next idea shirt and then go launch your next idea shirt and launch your next one, you're not putting your all into one idea. You're looking ahead, and if something ends up not working, then you still have ideas to go. You're still moving. It doesn't matter. You're gonna find that winner. You will find that winner. Think about it, like, understand that you will find the winners. Okay, you just have to be active and you have to keep going. Don't play yourself with this. Don't quit. Don't don't end up as one of those people. Okay, I really don't want you to. Just follow this and keep consistent. Follow this little formula that I have here that I'm explaining to you right now consistently. Do not hesitate. Do not move slowly. Launch your ad, launch your shirt, and move on and find your next one, or launch your next idea on your list. Okay. By the way, this initial ad, it should last about a day. So you should be putting a $5 budget on this one bulk ad and then let it run for that day and end up spending $5. Unless by the $2 spent on the ad, if you go, you want to make your first check as $2 spent, and then you make the last check at $5 spent once it's over. That should usually take about one day. But by $2 should spend in about 2 hours, 2, 3 hours. By $2 spent, you go check on your ad. If it's below 6%, cut it off. If you ever see it below 6%, especially in the beginning, no, excuse me, forget what I said. If you ever see it below 6% in the beginning, in the start of your ad, cut it. You have an issue. Okay, there's something you need to reevaluate. So check at $2 spent. If it's below 6%, you have an issue. You don't even need to spend that extra $3 to get to 5. Okay. Day 2, if an ad passes the initial test. So once your ad passes the initial test, it's spent a maximum of $5. It's time to make a decision to pursue the design further or to scrap it. This is an important choice that you have to make, okay? Make this choice every day. The more you make it, the better you'll get at it. You're looking for at least a 6% click-through rate by $5 spent. Obviously, the higher the better. I really hate when I see 6%, honestly, and 7%. I really want to see 9, 10, 11, 14% click-through rate, honestly, especially in the beginning, because the beginning is going to be the highest most of the time. It's going to gradually go down. The beginning should be fluffy. So if I see 6%, I'm really on the edge and looking at that campaign with a close eye. So your CPE, your cost per engagement, should be single digits, 10 cent at the most. I wouldn't go higher than 10 cents, honestly. You should be 9 cent, 8 cent, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. 10 cent, 11 cent. Once you start getting up there, it becomes too expensive. You're not going to be able to run your ad long enough. And if your engagement is that expensive, then something is wrong. Okay. You need to have a relevant score of at least 9 out of 10. If it doesn't show by $5 spent, which it should, just use CTR and CPE as a guide. But the relevant score is extremely important, and recently it's become one of the most important parts of the data. Your relevant score is really what determines your cost, and your CTR does as well. But you can have a relevant score of 10 out of 10, and your click-through rate be 5%, and you're still getting 2-cent clicks because of that high relevant score. So uh, relevant score is all about making sure your concept matches up with the niche, making sure they want to see it. And the way you do that is by making sure it passes your buyer qualifications and making sure it's tailored. So if at any time from $2 to $5 spent on this initial ad, you see your CTR below 6% or your CPE above 10 cents, something is wrong. Stop it immediately. Reevaluate your situation, reevaluate your design, your concept or something, or just move on to another concept because there's obviously something wrong. Okay. So if your bulk ad passes, what you want to do is break those 3 to 5 interests you had down to individual ads. So if you have 5 interests, launch running in your bulk ad, you want to launch 5 ads and you want to put them at $5 a day for their budget. You want to watch these ads really closely and run the same qualification process as before here. 6% CPE, 10 cents, relevant score. You want to run that same thing. Keep a close eye on it. Be strict here. I don't like to accept mediocre ads. That's why I said when I see 6%, I get kind of nervous because I like to make sure that my crowd really loves the shirt, and you can easily know by $5 spent if they really love it, if they kind of should, if it should have some kind of chance, or if it totally sucks. And if it totally sucks, that's where you're saving money at by checking it early, and you see 2-3% click-through rate, you scrap that. Um, so if I catch any ad outside the CTR, CPE, or relevant score window, it's gone instantly. So ideally, you want to see 5 cent and below CPE on average, and this should remain consistent for the first few days for sure. And that will tell you that your crowd is being consistent on how often they're clicking on your ad, and it just gives you a good idea of how bad they want it. With $5 per day budget on 5 separate ads, you will have spent $25 budget on day 2 actually. However, I like to make sure I get at least one sale by $12 spent. So I would check my Teespring account by the time all those ads together has spent $12. And if I don't have a sale, a lot of the time I will cut it off right there because $12 is my threshold. The only time that I don't cut it off is if I have crazy engagement and I see a whole bunch of I need this, I love this, getting this in the comments, and then I'll let it ride if it has good engagement and they're talking well in the comments and shares. So I'll let it ride out to 25. No sale by 25. It's got to get out of here. Okay, so I like to have at least 2 sales by 25, but it really doesn't matter to me if I get one. If I get one, I'm happy as well, because this things they take off slow with this in this business. So just get used to that, especially with photo post ads. By $25 spent total if you don't have a sale yet and don't have an extreme amount of people in the comments saying they want and need the shirt. It's time to call that one quits, reevaluate, or move on. Ideally, you want to have 2 sales at least by $25 spent. That'll show you that you are at a great pace. You're about breaking even at this point, and you have some hope. Okay. Ideally, you want to have like 4 sales at this point because that'll show that you're positive, and you have a good future, a good chance to have a good future with this campaign. If you are running photo post ads, again, it may take a bit longer for sales to actually start coming in. Keep that in mind. It takes time, regardless. But with photo post ads, you will almost always have to wait a little bit longer, or spend a little bit more, a couple dollars more before they'll start rolling in. So if you get to the point where you have a photo post ad and you spent $25 and your engagement is good and you haven't had a sale yet, just scale it back a little bit so you don't spend as much, $2 or $3 a day, and wait. And a lot of the times you'll see that sales just start pouring in day 3, day 4. Um, okay. Don't get discouraged again. No matter what, don't get discouraged. If something doesn't work, for whatever, scrap it, forget about it, learn from it, actually, and move on. Don't get discouraged for failed campaigns. I mean, if I were to get discouraged for failed campaigns, then I would be successful right now, honestly, because there's times where in the back of my mind I think that a shirt is going to do well and it doesn't. And I don't get mad at it. I don't get discouraged. I spend the money to get the data, and if it doesn't work, I move on. I make sure I do all I can to make sure that I'm doing as much as possible to make the approach the best. But if it doesn't work out, I move on. So don't get discouraged. Again, with link post ads, you have more people hitting your sales page right off the bat. So most of the time, you'll see sales come in a little bit faster. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter though. Pixels. So with all that said, you need to make sure that for every campaign you run, you have your pixels in place. Both your conversion pixels and your retargeting pixels are needed, okay? I used to not really even run conversion pixels until I started running lookalike audiences. That's what I really use conversion pixels for. So it's very easy to place both retargeting and conversion pixels. For retargeting, you just need to set up a custom audience for retargeting every time you launch a shirt. So once you launch the shirt, you grab the URL, you go to your ads manager, click on audience, custom audiences, create a new audience from your website specific. You should know this. They explain this on Teespring. And conversion pixels. You just have to enter your conversion tracking code into each Teespring campaign in the settings of that campaign. And you just go to the settings and then conversion pixels, and then you'll enter the snippet. Very easy stuff, and it only takes a couple of seconds, and it's extremely important. With retargeting, if you don't know, if you're kind of new, retargeting, a retargeting pixel is for the pixel is placed on your Teespring page, and once someone visits your Teespring page, they are captured. Their pixel is captured and saved into an audience, and then you can target that specific audience later on. Conversion tracking, you put your pixel on the page on the actual buy button. It's on the buy button, I guess, or somewhere like that. And actually, when they actually buy the shirt, then they're saved to the audience. And they're not saved when they visit, they're saved when they buy. And then it'll be a list of people that bought. And once you get to 100 sales, then you can use that to get a lookalike audience and, scale up to the sky. All right, kill scale. Kill negative and scale positive. So at this point, it's as simple as that. That's the cool thing about paid traffic. You just click order, place order, and the traffic starts coming. You just have to monitor your data and act accordingly. So stick to the strict qualification process and refuse to run any ads that are outside of the boundaries we discussed. The higher your click-through rate and relevance score is, the lower your cost will be, which means the more engagement you will get, allowing you to run the campaign for longer. So cut ads that aren't performing up to your standard and cut them fast. All right. Keep a very close eye on ads that are passing qualifications and make sure they remain consistent. Make sure you're always checking the today stats to check the real-time stats and not the average stats of your days, of the days your ad has been running. So if you launch an ad 2 days ago and you checked the stats today, if you just went to campaigns and checked your stats, it'll be the average of the last few days. And people just go off of this every time. Make sure you always click today so you know what's happening today, what results you're getting today. And that is as simple as it is. I think that might be all right. Cash in. Yep. So continue this flow after launching an initial test ad. Immediately move to your next shirt and launch it. Do not wait around for data. It'll be there. Waiting around for data just builds attachment to one campaign, which obviously you know will crush any situation. It's a death wish for sure. So move quickly, make it all about that one shirt while you're doing it. But once you launch it, move on to your next shirt and make it all about that shirt. Check back later for your data. Keep an eye on your ads and just act accordingly to what we talked about. Once you get 100 sales, you can create a lookalike audience with your conversion pixels and really ramp up your scaling. Okay, this is a little bit more advanced stuff. You have to succeed big before you get here. Like, I'm not going to go into this. Pi Scale was one of the best scaling courses, so definitely pick that up if you want more information about scaling bigger. But that's usually where, I mean, that's the basics of it. Get 100 sales, use those 100 sales in your conversion pixels to create a lookalike audience, and then use that big lookalike audience to scale up and run more ads based on the information that Facebook gives you. All right. Hold your questions, guys. We're almost going to get to the end of the Q&A part here in a minute. All right, guys, so listen very, very, very closely, all right? Matter of fact, before I do this, let me actually show you something. All right. All right, since I'm here, I might as well show you this. So, all right, the basic process, of course, right? You find your concept, you verify the market, you design it, you launch the Teespring campaign, you create the fan page, you create the post on that fan page, you get some quick targeting for your bulk ad, you launch that bulk ad. If it passes, then you start launching individual ads and scaling and testing that way. Make sure you place your pixels and then watch what's going on with the money you're spending. Kill negative ads quickly and scale positive ads slowly, slower. As far as the way you increase your budget, a lot of people like to double. I like to go $1 below doubling up until I get to about 50, and then I'm really crawling up 55, 60, because I'm more focused on launching more interest to scale and not really trying to get up super high with a daily budget, because that automatically will guaranteed knock your click-through rate down and your CPE up. So look at this idea that I found 2 days ago. Basically, I was looking up red hair quotes, redhead quotes actually. I used I'm not sure if I used the funny tab or not. Let me see if I can find it really quick. For this instance, I already knew redhead was profitable, so I skipped the verify market step and went straight to the design after I found the concept. So like I said earlier, when you're doing videos and webinars, this is the time-consuming step, and this is where you want to put your time in. So a lot of people just scroll through here and they just pick out a whole bunch of crap that they wouldn't even launch, because it's kind of awkward scrolling through here silently, actually putting in thought to what you want to launch. But like I always do, I'm scrolling through, looking at all of the posts and putting myself in their shoes and really trying to find something that I have confidence in, that passes the qualifications, the buyer qualifications for the buyer emotions, and making sure that it's tailored. I'm pretty sure this is about to come up soon. And if you have a question about how I decided to go for the redhead, here it is. How I decided to go for the redhead niche. I just saw a shirt in the redhead niche just going down my regular Facebook feed. It was someone reposted it, and it was a redhead shirt. So I was like, hey, let me go see if I can find a redhead concept. So I found this one after about 6 minutes of searching through this list right here, because I was actually reading each one and spending some time thinking about it. But I found this one and really liked it. Okay, it says, hell hath no fury like a pissed off redhead with an Irish temper. And when I saw this one, I immediately knew that I was going to do it. So I got it designed immediately. Step 3, get it designed. Got it designed, and then of course went on, launched the campaign, created my fan page, and launched the ad. Uh, and I kept the ad simple, the ad targeting simple. The reason I really like this concept is because it describes two traits of a person, a redhead and they're Irish. So it just puts two things together, and that just helps the passion. So like I said earlier, if you can describe two things about someone, two or more things, that makes the concept a lot better. Okay, so I got this designed, turned it into this tank here. Hell hath no fury like a pissed off redhead with an Irish temper. Okay, so I actually launched this 3 days ago, June 1st. So the targeting for this was extremely simple. Okay, I'm using audience intersect since it's two different traits that I'm describing here, and I'm just testing different combinations. The starting interest is red hair, as simple as that, red hair. Um, and the intersect interests, I'm just going with different Irish interests, like Irish American culture, Irish American heritage, Irish language, stuff like that. I have about 6 ads running, swapping out those different Irish keywords, Irish interests. So each ad that I have up has red hair as the first interest, and I use audience intersect to stack and put and Irish American heritage or Irish American culture, right? And I'm testing those. This is one of the ones that I skipped the bulk test, and I went straight to individual ads because I had a little confidence in this one. At this point, I spent $100, and I'm at $9. I mean 9 sales. So haven't blown up obviously, but this is a photo post ad. I decided to go with this again because I usually run photo posts with tank tops. And photo post starts off slowly, so I definitely expect the sales to start picking up like tomorrow. And you can here's the URL, so you can check that out if you want over the next few days and see if it ends up doing anything. Cool thing is I'm having more organic traffic than paid traffic, and that's always a great sign. They really love it from the comments, so that's how I know that this is gonna do something. Even though I'm around 0% ROI right now, I'm breaking even. I still know that it's gonna do something if I keep pushing it. So here's this an example, a quick example of scrolling through Pinterest, finding something, and going through that process, and saying, okay, let's go, designing it, putting it up fast, and getting ads up. And yeah, so you can bookmark this URL here if you want and check it out in the upcoming days to see if it goes on to sell a good amount or if it stays low. I'm betting that it will sell a decent amount, so I might do a bigger case study on that at another time. All right, let's back to this. Getting personal. All right, guys, it's time to go hard or go home. Everything that I've talked to you about today, honestly, this is the way to succeed with Teespring. And if you're doing this and you're not succeeding with Teespring, then it comes down to your decision making, period. That's it. You need to improve your decision making. You need to talk more. You need to be more open so we can get to the bottom of the details that's holding you back, okay? As I said, over the past few months, I've really been digging deep and trying to find out what's going on in this marketplace, what's the issue, how it could be fixed. Okay, and I figure that I found out the solution, guys. So pay close attention to this. How far are you willing to go to succeed, and how bad do you want it? I know that you want to succeed with this, and I know you want to succeed big. I know it's not just you want to make a little money with this. I know you want to succeed big. And like I said in my email to promote this, I have been crushing it lately. And it's just coming like it's becoming the back of my hand, this whole process of Teespring. Okay. And I want to share more of what I'm doing with you. I want you to be involved in what I have going on and staying up to date on what I'm thinking, what I'm launching. And I just think that motivation will really push you further, push you beyond where you want to be. You can only go so far with information. As I said, there comes a time where you have to get dead serious and turn things up a notch and really get out there with the big dogs, okay? And that time is now. There's no more need of waiting around and being hesitant. The time for that is now. So if you're ready to take this serious, I really want to help you get to where you need to be. And in my opinion, if you're doing Teespring, you need to be making at least $10,000 a month from Teespring. That's profit. If you're not there, I have to get you there somehow, some way. And I think I know the exact way to get you there if you are not there yet. Okay. If you want to be the best, you have to hang around the best. And I'm not tooting my horn or anything. Obviously I'm pretty humble, but I really consider myself one of the best Facebook t-shirt marketers around. Okay, I've put in the hours of research. I've bought courses. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars. So I buy everyone's course, and this is just basing off of, obviously it's biased because I'm talking about myself, but I'm basing this off of me buying every course, looking at everything, and really knowing how much work I've put in and what I'm doing at this moment with Teespring. So starting June 15th, guys, I will be running a special program that I've been planning for about 6 months now, since before I ran the Shack program. This is the one that I've really been trying to put my finger on. This program will be the answer everyone has been looking for. All right, I plan for this to be the end all be all of the search, of the struggle of finding that breakthrough to success. Trust me, you've never seen anything quite like what I'm about to show you. And you'll never see any program with a higher success rate than I'm about to accomplish with this program. And you can remember this day and mark my words. I'll show proof 90 days from now that I'm aiming for a 100% success rate, period. And I'm dedicated to reaching that rate. So you can mark my words, you won't find any program with a higher success rate than this one. Okay, each and every Monday, guys, for 3 full months, we will meet up and work on taking your business to the next level. So your t-shirt business to the next level, to the highest level possible. By the time you finish the class, you will leave the program a consistent power t-shirt seller, period. And that's backed by a guarantee. I guarantee that, okay? If by the end of this program, you are not happy with the money they're making, I will easily give you back the investment. All right, easily, with no questions asked. This isn't an ebook. This isn't a video product. This isn't a service. This is what I've been working on, is a life-changing academy style program that will smash your goals out of the park using more interactive methods of teaching and really going out there doing things together. This is Smash Academy, guys. Oh, I'm so excited I'm so excited to see the end of this class because I'm just so confident in the results that are going to come from this program that I just can't wait to get all the success stories from everyone. Smash Academy, this is what I've been really working on. This is my flagship, um, more serious type of program. Now I have coaching. That's obviously it's one-on-one coaching is obviously a little bit more expensive. It's 3K. And that's honestly lower than a lot of people that I know. I know a couple of people, they charge like 6K or whatever, and they're not better t-shirt marketers than me. I'm sorry. But honestly, I charge 3K for my marketing, for my coaching, because I'm really trying to be competitive in this market and be one of the best guys out here doing things for the market and helping people succeed with what I have going on. So, but I understand not a lot of people can afford that. Period. No matter if it's the cheapest option or not a lot of people can afford to fork out that much money, and I understand that. And a lot of people really need to save as much money as they can for their ads. So 3K is a steep type of jump, even if it is a great investment for personal coaching. All right, so Smash Academy is a 3-month long class. All right, we meet every Monday. We don't meet to screw around and run simple Q&As and little cute stuff like that. This is no game, okay? This is like a boot camp. You're gonna sweat here. We critique your campaign ideas together. So you're gonna have to be open if you're gonna be in this class. You're going to at least have to be open to sending in failed campaigns that we can look at together and critique, okay? We get our hands dirty together. We look for concepts to launch together. And actually looking for concepts to launch. I'll go look for an idea to launch live with you and show you what happened the next following week. We reverse engineer other campaigns together, similar to the Shack. If you guys were in that program where every single day I went out and found a successful campaign and found a failed campaign and ripped it apart from head to toe and really reverse engineered everything about it. And I mean, I just loved that program. I had to bring it back in some type of way because of the great response that I got from it and people wanting it to come back. I'm definitely not bringing the Shack back because I don't need to be doing something every single day like that anymore. But I think it would be awesome to do it live with you guys so you can see exactly what goes behind reverse engineering these campaigns. Okay, that's going to be extremely powerful. And one of my favorite parts of the program. So we talk about what we did on that Monday to start the week and go over the plan for the upcoming week. All right, so the following Monday, we discuss what we got done in that previous week, what we got done on that Monday, and our plans for the next upcoming week. So this is accountability on steroids. You can't escape me in this program, okay? I'm going to ask you what plans you have, what ideas you have to launch, what you're planning on launching. I will give you my no holds barred opinion on your idea. I'll tell you if I think you should launch it or scrap it, and I'll be blunt with you. Um, I'll, I plan on having this like Monday at 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern time. So it's going to be like more of a Monday night type of thing so we can discuss what happened during that day. And I understand there's people overseas, so this might be the middle of the day for some people. But regardless, I'm having it on Monday just because it's Monday. You know, it's the start of the week. Monday, you have to come hard. You have to get your plans together. You have to hit the week running hard. And that's what I plan on making you guys do, forcing you guys to show and prove. Okay. Every Monday we meet, we talk about what got done that day and what we plan on doing in the upcoming week. If you've been looking for a way to finally break through and smash your goals and turn into a consistent power seller, Smash Academy, this is everything you need. Everywhere you need to be, this is it. Forget everything else. Smash Academy is going to be the biggest thing in the Teespring market that just burst so many success stories. And that's why I can't wait to the end of it. But I'm just going to forget that, focus on putting all that energy into delivering for this class and really turning every member into a power seller. That's my goal. Registration for Smash Academy will end on June 15th at noon. Okay, that's the day that the class starts. That's the day registration is cut off and we will begin the class. And our very first class will begin that night at 6 p.m. Eastern. And every week, every Monday, we will meet. We will bump heads. We will get our hands dirty. We will go all the way in down to the nitty gritty and really do activities, hands-on interactive activities that will change your entire life based on selling t-shirts on Facebook, guys. My goal again is to turn every single member into a power seller. I will do anything or die trying to succeed with that goal. So you want to be a part of this class for sure. Starts again June 15th, goes all the way to September 15th. Okay. Investment $9.97. Simple as that. Now I thought about charging more for this. I thought about 2K since I charge 3K for my coaching, and this is similar to coaching. This is about as close to coaching as you can get. But I really just I really want to get as many people as possible involved in this so I can have those success stories. I'm going to be running this class over and over throughout the year. Um, this is the first one, and you want to be involved in this one. So do what you have to do to get involved in this. Everything you learned today in this webinar, you can take, honestly, you can take and go hit the ground running and work your butt off and succeed without me, with just that. But the Smash Academy, it will make superstars, and I want you to be one of those superstars. Okay, there's limited slots available because I want to know everybody by their first name. Okay, I want to have a good relationship with everyone involved because that's very important to me for helping you succeed. If you don't have the 997 right now, you don't want to jump right out there for the upfront investment of to that height. I do have a payment plan available, 3 payments of 497. Of course, you're going to be penalized at the end of the day and charged about $500 more, which really doesn't matter because by the end of the program, you're going to be crushing it. So that payment you'll throw at me with a tip probably. So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But I definitely wanted to include that payment plan for those who needed it. Okay. And let me see. I think that's it. Claim your seat now if you're interested in becoming one of the first students in this first Smash Academy class. Be the person, be one of those superstar students that comes out of this program 3 months from now. And let's get down to business, guys. I'm ready to work. I got this planned out. I've got a ton of activities. I've got guest speakers lined up to come through and play with us. We're really going to get down and dirty with this program. So if you are serious about succeeding huge and big with Teespring and becoming a power seller, which you know you can do, join Smash Academy, okay? If you have any questions at all about joining, just shoot me an email and I'll make sure I hop on video and answer your question. I'll make it as clear as possible for you, okay? Like I said, registration for this ends on the 15th at noon. So go here and get started with whatever payment option you want to do at this point. You will be contacted um, after you get on board, and we'll go from there. So now that we are at the end of this presentation, I know playoff game finals are about to come on soon. So let's go ahead and knock out this Q&A session to end off this. So if you have any questions at all, even if it's about Smash Academy or anything related to Teespring, go ahead and shoot those questions right now, and I'll go through and answer whatever I have here. So I'll just give about 60 seconds for some answers or some questions to come through. All right. Viral style Faberly. I don't use those personally, Skip. I am a Teespring guy and I stick to Teespring. I love Teespring. Um, Eventually, I'll be leaving Teespring, unfortunately, to probably do my own thing with Shopify, but I've been holding off on that because I'm pretty excited about Teespring and what they have in the future. They've been really on their stuff and introducing new features, and they just had upsells at it, and I'm really loving what they have going on. With Google, when I said Pinterest, website, and Google, the Google is just like Pinterest and website. You just search for your keywords, redhead quotes or whatever, and go to images and just scroll through those images. That's nothing special with that. Craig, yes, I put four interests together in one ad initially to test the worthiness of my concept to see how they react initially to see if I even want to go ahead with splitting up individual ads and spending more money on that. Yes, Lynn, 6% click-through rate is the minimum of what you want to see at that point. You don't want to check your ads account and see below 6%. Maybe like later on, once you're running and selling, um, your click-through rate is going to start going down, and you'll be around 6%, even might even get lower than that. But a lot of the times at that point, you'll be consistent with your CPE, so it'll be going down slightly till the end of it. Craig, does it hurt to skip the bulk ad and start with the four interests as their own assets? Like I said, I do that if I have confidence in the concept and I think that it's going to do well. If I don't have confidence, then I'll just go ahead and run that bulk ad and see what happens after that. Kerwin, I mean, I've always taught the clustering of ads. If you go back to my other courses, you will see that I talk about bulk ads. And I use bulk ads just to test worthiness. Now I pause that ad afterwards and break those interests down. So the bulk ad is just only two, three, $4 to $5 spend just to see if I want to go further with that. And like I said, if I have confidence in it, like I had confidence in that I red-headed Irish one, I just go ahead and launch individual interests. Do you use different cutoff numbers when day one testing depending on whether you are running PPE, photo post, or you meant link post ad? Yeah, I mean, well, photo post, I'm more willing to spend a little bit more because I understand that things happen a little bit more late. Like with the redhead shirt, it was at $25 spend. I only had one sale, but I was happy with that. And I'm at nine sales now and $100 spent. So a lot of people may be concerned about that, but I'm happy with that because the engagement is crazy. So I'm pretty sure the sales are going to start spilling in. Dennis, along the lines of these ads, what do you know about using video ads on Facebook? Nothing. I haven't even launched a video ad yet. After how much ad spend would you kill a campaign with no sales? Like I said, $25 spent. I need a sale, unless the engagement is amazing. What is click-through rate? Oh wait, what is the click-through rate and relevance score? Really? Um, you have to email me for it. Maybe I guess you're really new. So if you have a question about click-through rate, relevance score, shoot me an email. I got you. Is this a new page? Yes. Oh, you're talking about my redhead page. Yes, like I said, I just launched a page to launch the ad. So I just opened the page, posted, and went ahead and launched the ad. Ezra, is audience drill better than inside hero? I prefer audience drill. Please show the link to join in the screen because I didn't see the chat box. Yeah, well, here's the link to join. What is it? Smash Academy. The link to join is on the screen right now. Here is the link if you don't see it or something. I have over 200 in my court. Let me create. Hey Lynn, I'm really not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not sure about that. You had 200 sales and you can't create your lookalike audience. That I have no clue. I'm sorry. I've never dealt with that issue before. Maybe just try to keep on hitting up support and see if they have any information for you. What budget would you need for launching Teespring for launching ads, I guess, for Smash Academy? I want you to follow exactly what I talked about today. So it depends on how many campaigns you want to launch today, how deep your pockets is to launch. I have no limits or anything like minimum. I will work with whatever you have. So I've worked with people that started with just like my brother, for example. He came down here, only had $200. I didn't loan him any money. He put it into he started there and put everything back into his business and worked from there. Victoria, how long have I had the Irish page up? Just on the first. When I found that concept, I just put it up, just like I do with every concept that I find. Unless I already had, if I already had a redhead page or an Irish page, I would have posted it on there. Yes, the Academy classes will be recorded definitely, and they will be placed in a members section. So if you can't make every class, that's no problem because we record every single session. Yes, this is being recorded. Mr. Solano, sorry, I don't know how to say your first name. Bay Boo. I'm sorry, I shouldn't even try it. All right, thank you, Natalie. Appreciate that. Glad you got a lot from this. What is your best strategy for quickly reverse engineering targeting? Jason, use the audience drill. It's a section in the audience drill where you can look for posts. Use that and then just take the URL of the campaign that you're looking to find and put it in there. So you'll put teespring.com and then in the search you'll put the URL at the end. You can also do that with Social Sleuth. So all you really need to do is take the tag at the end of the Teespring page, the keyword there at the end, and stick it in Social Sleuth or Audience Drill. And most of the time, you'll get the fan page to pop up or someone that shared that post so you can see the page. If you don't find it there, then Google can usually step up to the plate last minute. If you can't find it in either place, I don't know what to tell you. But I find that 99% of the time with Social Sleuth or the Audience Drill Post tool. Vernio, will this help even a newbie? If you mean Smash Academy, heck, of course it will. It's really a hands-on, super hands-on program that doesn't matter what activity level you're at. I can take anyone from a newbie to someone that's already pulling in $20,000 a month and make them boost up to where they need to be. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you're a newbie or not. If you just found out what Teespring is today, I wouldn't care. Okay. I'm going to reach my goal no matter what experience level you're at. Is your in your teaching, you said to find the team leaders in the niche first and use audience insights last with interest. Now you're doing the opposite. Yes, Kerwin, I am doing the opposite. I evolve, I change. So just based on what I see And I try to keep people updated as much as I can on the changes that I make. Um, but I mean, I do my best to stay ahead of what's working the best. So yes, I did used to use the team leaders and go find the passionate people first, but in order to be more efficient and productive, I use the tool to get that ad up first. And even if I skip that step and I'm confident, I'll use the tool to get my first few interests so I can kind of see what is the response is fast. I don't want to waste too much time before getting an ad up. I need that ad up fast. Um, it- Time from thinking of the concept to the ad going up has to be as short as freaking possible so I can move on to the next one and then check later. Okay, so I just think it's a lot smarter to use an audience drill tool or similar to find those obscure, precise niches. I mean interests, excuse me, and using those to start off your ad and campaign with to see how the audience reacts. Johnny, thanks for the info. I'll take the weekend. Have a great night. All right, thank you. Oh, you're gone already. Well, if you watch this recording, thank you. Troy, what do you recommend for those of us who have literally $0 budget? Um, Whoa, that's a hard one right there. I mean, this is FB ads. So at the end of the day, you have to have a budget if you're going to run Facebook ads. If you have $0 for your budget, then I would suggest running a more of a partnership type of method. My very first Teespring product was about like running partnerships with people. Um, and so if you had $0 budget, I talked about, reaching out to people. I haven't done this in a long time, so I'm not sure exactly how effective it is now, but I guarantee you can get something going if you're dedicated to it. Reaching out to people that already have decent sized fan pages. Um, there's still tons of them out there that don't know about Teespring, and then just letting them know that you have an idea and you want to launch it, showing them the design. At the end of the day, honestly, what I would suggest is for you to go get a loan and put that money into this ads. Okay, take this serious, take that leap, take that risk, and come out winning. Put your all into it. Good things will happen. They have been talking about one conversion pixel for all campaigns. What do you know about that? I don't know. I don't know about that. I make sure I put a conversion pixel for each niche or whatever that I'm running, so I can use that conversion pixel on whatever shirt I launch in that niche. So when I launch my conversion pixel, I name it the niche, so I can come back to it. The whole one conversion pixel for every campaign. You're I don't know what that's about. Sorry, I'm not sure how that works. Charles, hey Ezra, is there any other websites besides Teespring that caters to outside the U.S. you would suggest? I mean, other than Fabrily, that's the one that I hear the most about. As far as outside, I I haven't really done much with Fabrily, but I know a few people that's crushing it with Fabrily. So if you're looking for something that's like, outside of the United States, then that will be, I guess, a better choice. Actually, I mean, and I think like Fabrily and Teespring did business together. They joined or something like that. Will there be a soft copy of your presentation? I was driving and not able to take notes, Dwayne. Soft copy, I'm not sure what that means. I will have it recorded though, and definitely will send it out. If you choose to comment only, place 8 designs, reach 85, about 6%, no sales. Is that normal expectation? If you choose to comment only, place 8 designs, reach. I need a little bit more information, Reg. You place 8 designs, 8 different shirts, and 6% click. Yeah, I just need more information. Please send me an email, Ezra@wickmarketing.com, and I'll get back to you with that. Do you use web conversion ads? If so, when? And can you go into detail about your web conversion process? I don't use web conversion ads. Sorry, James. I would definitely make sure to update everyone if I do start using them. So the engagement you got for the page all comes from the ads. If you mean the redhead page, yeah. I mean, any ad I launch, any page I launch, first time I'm looking at like just launching it and letting anything happen to the fan page, actual with the likes. I let that happen organically and naturally. And if I do notice that it's getting a nice number of likes, then I'll throw up a like campaign and get more people over to that page after that. Can you use audience drill for dual interest like your redhead tee? I mean, I use audience drill to find those Irish interests. So I already knew red hair was an interest because I was looking at the redhead niche a while ago. So I knew red hair was the biggest redhead interest. They have other small ones like redheads do it better. I love redheads. Those are smaller interests, and I'm working those into the ad sets as well. But I already knew redhead was an interest, so I'm just using that big old redhead one, which is millions, and just putting it up against all those interests I found using audience drill in the Irish um, in the Irishness. So I just typed in Irish in audience drill, and I usually go to like the end of the page, like the last page, and then start from there. Just try to do something different, or it goes to the middle, and found some stuff like that, and launched those ads. Do you always use audience intersect for compound interest? I always use audience intersect if I have, like two interests like blondes and redheads and Irish. I always use that. Of course, that's the only reason you can really reach that audience unless you're for the first layer you're using more demographics, and then you can reach them with the interest box. That's usually when I'm doing like school majors or work stuff like that. But I always use intersect when I'm doing two niche shirts, like with two niches on it. And I throw up some audience intersect ads with my normal ad flow just to test different combinations. So I usually start off with just running normal interests, no audience intersect, and then I'll add it on later. Sometimes I'll start with audience intersect, and I'll just take a main interest in that niche and match it against a few smaller precise interests and run it there if I want to get super strong and passionate up front to see how they're feeling about it. I mean, honestly, I don't have a set way to go at this point. I use both. I use audience intersect and I don't use audience intersect. At the end of the day, it's all just a technique and to get more sales. So if I were you, I would use audience intersect because it helps increase the passion because you can just put passionate interest against passionate interest against passionate interest. For example, a Goku shirt I did, it had people who like Goku and Dragon Ball Z blah 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 and Dragon Ball Z this blah 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 and Mewtwo, which is a character in Dragon Ball Z, and what's the other guy's name? Can't think of the other guy's name, but another character from Dragon Ball Z. I had all those stacked, so I was targeting people that liked all of that together. So that obviously raises the passion there. Very very useful tool when you need to do that. The only thing is it cuts down on your audience size, so you're gonna have to launch a lot more ads to scale up big. Whereas if you're launching without audience intersect, you usually have a bigger audience to work with. How do you know which fonts to choose for design? The redhead shirt looks great. Where was the inspiration for the font? I don't really know. I train my designers on just how I think when I'm looking at designs. I gave my designers access to the Shack where I go through and name and shame bad designs and congratulate the good designs, and told them to pay attention to the details of how they do things and how to stay congruent with the font and the niche. Um, and they just get better at that. It's just something I guess that grows with experience. Another thing that you can only learn with experience and by working closely with someone that has that experience. What's your opinion about one big master pixel? I'm not sure about that yet, Kurt. I saw that too in my inbox being promoted around, but I never looked into it, so I'm not sure what is going on with that. I'm doing fine with what I'm doing now, so I didn't really jump at that when I saw it. Following your plan to a T, how long until we can realistically get to $10,000 per month or more? Well, I mean, like I said, my goal is to have every member of Smash Academy come out of the class with $10,000 or more. Uh, so I mean, I don't. On average, I just say 3 months, just because that's what the program is. Obviously, you can get there sooner and faster. My brother got there in a month. Okay, so it really depends on you and how things go. Bo is how you pronounce it. I'm sorry about that. That's awesome. That's pretty cool, actually. All right, Bo, know how to pronounce your name now. Elizabeth, yes, I'm going to send this out to everyone since I recorded it. Victoria, I have 3 campaigns going on now. I'm in a group where we launched the same t-shirt design using the same converted pixel, same type of ad and interest, but some got sales, so it could not be the design. And more people like me have not got any sales with regards to CCR. Mine is dismally low at below 1% after 4 days. Oh my gosh. And I don't get any engagement at all from my page, so it is very frustrating. I guess FB is not that consistent. No, maybe the one grand pixel thing what everyone's talking about isn't that consistent. It seems more of a like a luck situation, like, and that's not how you should be running your business. Forget that. Run your business the way you need to be running it with your own conversion pixels. Below 1%, like, come on, that's ridiculous, honestly. So I don't remember last time I even saw below 1% on an ad. So that's obviously has to do with the whole grand conversion pixel thing that you guys are talking about. Are all your ads from page post engagement? Yes, except for retargeting ads. I'll do clicks to website. Hey Ezra, what do you think about Targeting Inspector? Would you use Audience Drill if you had a choice between the two? I definitely use Audience Drill instead of Targeting Inspector. Targeting Inspector is good. You can find some good stuff with that, but the main and most important thing is the 100% targetable interest, and that really helps you move really productively and efficiently if you have one. If they feed you interest that you don't have to go check, you already know it's targetable, and that's what Audience Drill does. So I definitely would choose Audience Drill. Can you post a link to the redhead ad so I can look at it and see what is working? Here it is. Teespring. New hell path. No fury. And by the way, with this redhead campaign here, and if this ends up working, I plan on scaling. This is one of those tailored campaigns that can be scaled a little bit, because I saw a lot of people in the comments talking about, no, I'm a blonde and I'm Irish though, or what about redhead Germans? So definitely something I can scale up a little bit, and hopefully that works out like that, because that'll be pretty awesome. Be another one of the big hitters for me. But I'll keep you guys updated. There's the link there for you to keep yourself updated if you want. Out of online time at the library, great stuff. Awesome. Thanks, Alan. I'm glad you enjoyed. Let me know. Hit me up in an email if you have any questions. Richard, isn't Mewtwo Pokemon? Lafa. It might be. It might be Pokemon, because I was just talking about a Pokemon shirt with one of my coaching students, so that might have been in my head. It was just another character. He's a green guy. He's like, I really want to. He's green. He's like more knowledgeable. He like says knowledgeable quotes and stuff. I'm not about to spend this webinar thinking of this name, but I just had it. Forget it. That sucks. Piccolo, yep. Piccolo, there it goes, Richard. That's what I meant. That was the other character I used. So yeah, just stacking those different characters in different movies and different games and stuff. That just brought out a really passionate audience and got a nice campaign with that. Thanks so much, Ezra. All right, Charles, you're welcome. Thank you for coming today. I really appreciate that. If you have any questions, definitely shoot me an email, and I'll definitely get back to you, man. I'm at the end of the questions. All right, Victoria, awesome. Again, shoot me an email if you have any questions, and I will give you a personal response. Might hop on video if it's a longer response. But again, I'm at the end of the questions here, guys. It's 8 o'clock. The game is starting in about an hour. So I'm going to go eat some dinner and get ready for that. Again, join Smash Academy. It is going to be the answer that you've been looking for, guys. Uh, Start out the week right every week with me. All right, www.smashacademy.co/get involved and get involved. And that was the call with me, Ezra Wyckoff. Um, Again, if you have any questions, guys, shoot me an email and I will make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. And that wraps it up, guys. Thank you again for coming. And let me make sure I press this record button so I don't lose everything. Um, uh-oh. You guys are still here. I'm actually just looking for the stop record button. Where is it? Why does it look like this? I'm not losing this. All right, there it goes.